welcome to math class. Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you a little demonstration using water displacement.
Water displacement. When an object is submerged in a fluid and the fluid is pushed out of the way or displaced to make room for the object, the amount of water displaced equals the volume of the object.
So today we're going to be doing something really exciting. I am going to be building a fish tank for a couple of my fish. And we are going to use water displacement to find out how much water the tank can hold, how much water we can actually put in the tank, and use this to find out how much volume is being taken up by other things that go into the tank other than water. So rocks and decor and things like that. So today I have lots of plants over here. We've got different sizes. We've got some, dropped one. We've got some little ones. We've got some kind of longer ones. We've got some mediums. I also have some ones that are gonna add a little bit of color, and I have some other little decorative ornaments that we're going to add in as well. And on top of that, we have a few other things that fish tanks need. So I have a bubble bar. This is something that I decided to put in my tank. And the way it works is you hook this part up to an air pump, and it pushes air through this tube and up through this bar. And then little bubbles will come up, and that's a great way of adding extra oxygen to your water. So we're gonna add this in as well. So we're gonna be putting some little river stones at the bottom of the tank as well. So here's the tank that we are gonna be working with. I've been standing in front of it.
Your question for today is, what is the total volume of the fish tank decor, gravel, plants, ornaments, etc., in the tank in centimeters cubed?
Let's find out what the full capacity of this tank is. We are going to find the capacity of this tank in liters. So we are going to start with the centimeter measurements. This tank is 75 centimeters long, 30 centimeters wide, and 28 centimeters high. One thing about measuring this tank is I had to make sure that I measured to the inside of the glass. If I measured to the outside of the glass, it would give me a larger measurement, but I can't really fill it all the way to the outside of the glass because the glass itself takes up volume. So I just measured to the inside because that's where the water is going to go. To find the volume of this tank, we are going to multiply length by width by height, which is 75 centimeters times 30 centimeters times 28 centimeters. I want you to pause this video and solve for the volume of this tank on your own. The volume of this tank is 63,000 cubic centimeters. How many milliliters is that? Since the volume of a cubic centimeter is the same as the volume of a milliliter, then it's still 63,000 milliliters. How many liters is this? Remember, there are 1,000 milliliters in a liter. It is 63 liters. So if we filled this tank with nothing but water, it should hold 63 liters of water. Let's start filling up this tank and add decorations and plants and stuff like that to make it more exciting for the fish. So the first thing we're going to add is gravel. I've got a lot of little river rocks that we're going to add, but before I can put them in the tank, I'm gonna have to clean them. So let's get that started. All right, so I have some of my rocks here in this strainer, and I'm gonna go rinse them off so they're really clean before I put them into the tank. All right, so we have 3 of these containers filled of rocks so far in the tank, and I think we might be getting pretty close. I'm gonna do 1, maybe 2 more, and then we're gonna start adding some plants.
Here is what our tank is looking like so far. We've got a nice layer of gravel at the bottom, and I'm really excited. I feel like it's coming along well.
Next, we are going to add the bubble bar. So this is going to be buried underneath the gravel a little bit so we don't see it as much. So I'm gonna go ahead and place it. The bubble bar is in, and I've covered it with a layer of rocks so you can't see it as well. And I think now would be a great time to add some ornaments. So we have two that we are going to be putting in. This is one of them. This is the smaller of the two, and it's got some little leaves that are coming off of it. And we also have this one, which is a bit larger, and it gives them lots of little spots to swim through and hide in. So I think this is gonna go probably in first since it's a little bit bare. I think right here is a really good spot because that way when the filter is in, it'll block it a little bit so you don't see it as much. And this one we can put right on the other side.
Now we have our two ornaments in, as well as our bubble bar. The bubble bar is actually right there in the back, but you can't really see it because it's covered in the rocks. Now, I think it's time that we add some plants.
When decorating fish tanks, I like to put some of the taller plants in the background because that makes it look a little bit bigger and it makes it look like the tank goes further back. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some of these taller plants in first. Now we are going to add our medium plants. These are gonna go around the middle of the tank. Now I'm going to put in some of the littlest plants. These are going to go right in front of the tank.
Now we have all of our rocks and our plants and everything inside of the tank that's going to be going in there other than, well, the water and of course the fish.
Now that we have all of our rocks and everything, all of our plants in our tank, I think it is time to go put it where it goes because it's not going right here on my counter in my kitchen. And then we're gonna find out how much water we can fill it with. And we're gonna use this. Let me go grab it. To find out how much water it takes to fill our tank, we're going to use this pitcher. And on the side, it has ounce measurements, quart measurements, and on the other side it has cups and liters. It's a little bit hard to see, but this line right here, when we fill it that high, we know that that is the 2 liter mark. There's also marks for half liter, 1 liter, and 1 1/2 liter. So let's go get this tank upstairs where it needs to go on its stand, and then we can start filling it with water. Now it is time to fill the tank. We have the filter on, we have the hood on that has the lights, and now we just need to add the water. So we are going to add water using this pitcher right here. We're gonna see how many liters it takes to fill this tank. We're really close to filling it up, and this time I'm just gonna add 1 more liter of water. And what do you think? I think that looks pretty full. So there we are. That is our last liter. And now I'm going to turn on the filter and the lights and get the last finishing touches ready for the fish. And that also includes using a water treatment, and that's a chemical that you add to the water to make it safe for fish. So I'll see you in a minute. To find the volume of the amount of space that was taken up by the decor, we are going to find the difference between the full capacity of the tank with nothing in it and subtract the amount of water that we were able to put into it. This is going to leave us with the amount of space that was taken up by the decor. Remember, our full capacity is 63 liters. Let's subtract the 59 liters of water that we added. How many liters of volume were taken up by the decor? 4 liters of space was occupied by the decor. Let's get this into cubic centimeters. First, we're going to convert liters back to milliliters. How many milliliters are in 4 liters? There are 4,000 milliliters in 4 liters. How many cubic centimeters is that? 4,000 milliliters is 4,000 cubic centimeters. The amount of space that the decor took up in the tank is 4,000 cubic centimeters. And there you have it. Our tank is all set up and ready for some fish. So these are 2 goldfish.
Their names are Yang and Gray. And don't worry, they were not in this container for very long. They were only in here while we were setting up the tank for them. I got these guys from someone who won them at a carnival and didn't really realize how much time and effort it takes to really take care of goldfish. Goldfish can get really, really big, and unlike what a lot of people think, they cannot live happily in a fishbowl. So while these guys would be much happier in an even bigger tank or a pond outside, this is the biggest tank I can give them for the time being. Alright guys, let's go!